Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Connie and this channel is all about plants. So a couple of weeks ago, the temperatures dropped here in South Florida to the low 40s, and we're not really used to that type of weather down here, so I was totally unprepared when it comes to my plants outdoors. And in this video, I'm just documenting what happened the day after the first day of the cold front to show you what happened with my plants and how they're doing now. So let's get into this video. I didn't put anything to cover the plants last night. It dropped down in the 40s. This is my Alocasia zebrina, completely drooping. All this light color on the leaves was not there before. Hope I don't lose this. Also, look at my Calathea Freddy and the Alocasia Dragon Shield. My philodendron. So the weather had dropped down to 45, but it's now 58. Oh, Blue got a new collar, by the way. Oh wow. So the whole Alocasia zebrina was completely limp when I came out the second day after the first day of cold weather, and came out here and put the sheet over a cluster of plants that I put together. I don't know if, oh man, I don't know if this Alocasia zebrina is gonna make it. And plus now it started to rain, so this is soaking wet. But this Alocasia zebrina is huge. I don't know how I would have brought that inside anyway. I put these clips on here to hold down this sheet. Oh my goodness. So upset. Look at this burn on the leaves. Oh no. I don't know if it's gonna pop back or not. Look at the leaves. Jeez. Also, my philodendron golden goddess is completely shriveled up. Not looking good at all. I should have just brought that one inside. The Calathea Freddy was also shriveled up, but it came back. Alocasia Dragon Scales was limp, was just like this one, and it's still looking bad. So this HOYA held up. These upright philodendrons are just fine. All these are fine. Cacti and succulents are fine. This fiddle leaf is fine. Looks like the main ones that got damaged were the two Alocasias, the Alocasia Dragon Scale and this Alocasia zebrina, which is one of my favorites. And this little philodendron that I was so proud of, the philodendron golden goddess. Wow. Unbelievable. Look at the damage. I just showed this to you guys recently, how well it was doing. And that was my fault. The Calathea Freddy had gotten all shriveled up, but it came right back, so this is fine. Let's go check on the HOYAs. The Raven ZZ's fine. Let's see. HOYA Princess is fine. Pink Pink Passion lipstick plant is fine. The Hoya Australis is doing fine, and it also has sun stress on it now. Look at those leaves. Flowers are still on there. Hoya Macrophylla is doing fine. Hoya bilobata is fine. Also, this pickle plant, I never talk about this, but this thing is very hardy too. It's a succulent. It even flowered for me one time. This is doing great. So this is the Hoya Carnosa Princess that I brought from inside that wasn't doing well already. And it looks like it took a little bit of a beating. So I gotta try to doctor this one up. Hoya Compacta is doing fine. And so is the Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen. Wayeti Eye is doing well. And the Hoya Chelsea. Also, I was wondering where the iguanas were, because usually they start dying off in the cold weather. And I see one over here right now. I think he's alive. Let's check on him. Yeah, I think this one's alive. Let's see if he moves. Yep. Blue, you know you don't come all the way over here. What are you doing over here? Also, the bottom leaves on my Monstera deliciosa are drooping down a lot. So I'm hoping that this isn't damaged. So it's about a week later, and this is what my Alocasia zebrina is looking like. It looks horrible. This is all cold damage, and I'm so sad about this plant. This is one of my favorite outdoor plants. You guys know, if you saw my previous plant update video, how nice this plant was. But what I'm gonna do is just cut it down, and I'm just gonna keep watering it, and hopefully it'll come back. Also, the Alocasia dragon scales, it came back a little bit on the top, but a lot of these leaves down here are all yellowing. So I'm gonna clip off those leaves also. So this one is all burnt up also. I'm gonna see if I can save some of the good leaves and just trim off majority of the bad ones. These are all the leaves I cut off the Alocasia zebrina. These are all the leaves that I cut off the Alocasia dragon scale. You can see most of these are yellowing, and yeah, so this is what it looks like now. Those are all good leaves. At least I have this left over. It'll come back. So I basically had to cut off all the top leaves, and this is what's left. But I'm almost certain it'll come back. It always does. Here's a new leaf right here. So there's hope. And then there's one right here also. So it's very sad, but I learned my lesson. Gotta watch the weather and make sure and bring these in. Certain plants like this cannot take the cold weather. Now these, on the other hand, these upright philodendrons, they're strong. I'm actually gonna move my Hoya curtisii outside to the Hoya tree because It's doing okay right now, but I think it'll do a lot better outside. For some reason, my Hoyas don't do too well inside, but that's fine because I don't mind having them outside. Hopefully this will flower for me soon. Let me see how everything's doing out here on this tree. Ew, what is that? Is that an old leaf? Disgusting. Yes, it is. Ew. The flowers are drying up on this. Needs to be a good sturdy limb. Oh, look at my Hoya australis blooming again. Okay, I found the spot for it right here on this limb right here. I wonder how this will look when it gets sun stressed. Some of the other ones don't look all that nice when they're sun stressed, like my compacta. Ugh, it just gets like really yellow or like a really light lime green, and so does the Hoya Chelsea. But then look how the Hoya Waiitii gets. I like this, but the other ones get kind of faded. This one's starting to shoot off new leaves. This is new growth. This is new growth. I also have some new growth on my Hoya Carnosa Princess. These little pink leaves are new. And check out these little flowers coming out on my Euphorbia lactea. That definitely needs to be repotted, but it's gonna be a job, so. Also, this is in dire need of a repot and a rehab, so I'm gonna do a separate video repotting this and getting this back to health, so for the spring this thing can come back. You guys know how I was going crazy looking all over for this Dieffenbachia camouflage, and now look how it is. No excuse other than the fact that I have so many plants and I just kind of neglected this because it's been outside, but I'm gonna get this one back to health. You guys will see. So repotting video is coming up soon, and let me know in the comments what you want me to add to that video. If you have any questions or anything like that I can add to the video while I'm repotting it, so it's not super boring. This burro's tail looks so sad. All the little leaves right here are gone because there's birds that always fly over here in this tree, and you guys know how delicate these little leaves are, and so when the birds come over here, all these get torn off. So I'm not really sure if I should cut up to here and then pot it in the soil or what, because if you look closely, there's some new ones coming out. But I don't like how it looks like this. I want it to look nice and full. Guys, if you look closely, my Euphorbia fire sticks is getting all these little pink leaves. I don't know if you can see them. All right, so remember when I showed you guys that I cut this Alocasia zebrina all the way down like it is right now? Well, the reason why I didn't cut the whole entire stalk is because right here is where the leaves come out. And sure enough, I got some new leaves coming out. Here's one right here, and here's one right here. So there's definitely hope for this, and I will not be getting rid of it. I'm so happy to see that there's some new growth coming out. This is my favorite plant, and it's so sad to see what happened to it, but I'm gonna keep you guys updated as soon as these leaves start opening up, and hopefully for the spring more will actually come out. Look at those leaves shooting out. The Monstera deliciosa has perked back up, and it's doing fine. So needless to say, I think I learned my lesson, and if we ever get another cold front, I'll be more prepared. And I'm actually gonna order some covers for my plants off of Amazon. I saw some that were like a plastic type of material, but they're insulated, and they're like a sleeve that you put over the plants. So I'm gonna try those out, and the reason why I wanna get those is because I want to get something that's also waterproof. If you have any suggestions for anything that you use, if you're up north and you're used to getting cold weather like that, leave it down in the comments and I'll check those out as well. But also, certain plants are more hardy than other ones, like my fiddle leaf fig, my monstera, and some of those upright philodendrons and the Hoyas also, they did just fine. The ones that did the worst were those ALOCASIAs and that little golden goddess. So I think that golden goddess has thinner leaves, so that one can't stand the cold weather as much as those upright philodendrons like the moonlight philodendron and the Prince of Orange, because those leaves are a lot thicker. But I know which ones to look out for in the future. And if I have to move some inside, I'll just move them inside. I'll just have to spray them down real good first. And I'll probably just cover them inside too, because I don't want them to spread any pests or anything to my plants inside. But yeah, guys, that's what's going on with my plants. And I hope you guys didn't lose any plants to any of the cold weather. If you did, let me know in the comments and let me know, you know, pretty much what you're doing the next time or what you do right now. And yeah, so I just wanted to give you an update on some of my plants and what happened after the cold weather. So if you like this type of video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.